Good morning. This is a special coverage of the coronavirus crisis using the combined forces of News 5 and Signal TV's 1 News, Radio 5, and 1PH. San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora says that politics has nothing to do with the recent arrest of former Senator Jinggoy Estrada. In a statement, Zamora insists that everything has to do with law and order, especially now that the world is fighting a pandemic. The mayor adds he is saddened by the fact that the former senator is not respecting the rule of law. Estrada was invited by authorities yesterday for violating quarantine guidelines by conducting relief operations without a proper clearance from the city government. Zamora adds his former mayoralty rival and Estrada's daughter, Janela Ejercito Estrada, was able to secure a permit for her Rowling Botica project. The mayor then asks why Estrada cannot do the same. The Department of Foreign Affairs brings back over 600 OFWs from Germany. 688 seafarers from AIDA cruises were repatriated via 3 chartered flights over the weekend. The repatriates will undergo a 14-day quarantine as part of the safety measures set by the Department of Health. So far, more than 25,000 Filipinos from abroad have been repatriated since February. Meanwhile, the DFA assures the public that the repatriation efforts will resume once the suspension of all international inbound flights are lifted. The IATF ordered a week-long suspension yesterday to decongest quarantine facilities nationwide. The camp of Vice President Lenny Robredo insists that Philippine offshore gaming operators, or POGOs, should not be among sectors prioritized for reopening. In a radio interview, Robredo spokesperson Atty. Barry Gutierrez says government should focus on essential industries needed in the fight against COVID-19. Gutierrez adds that reopening POGOs would only benefit Chinese workers mostly employed in its operations. He also warned that allowing POGOs to operate once more may risk a new wave of infection among the workers. The palace has since defended POGOs, calling them a part of the business process outsourcing industry. Malacanang also highlighted government's supposed gains from POGO tax collections, which they say could be poured into the budget for virus response. Other news, Attorney Larry Ganon has again warned the National Telecommunications Commission, or NTC, against granting a provisional franchise to broadcast network ABS-CBN. The network's franchise is set to expire today. Similar to Solicitor General Jose Calida's warning yesterday, Gadon insists that a valid congressional franchise must be present before the NTC can grant a provisional authority to ABS-CBN. Gadon says his camp is ready to file administrative complaints against the NTC should they issue the temporary franchise. Back in March, Gadon filed a petition before the Supreme Court to prevent the NTC from complying with the House Franchise Committee's order to issue ABS-CBN a provisional authority. Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano has said that there is no plan to close the network. That is despite repeated shutdown threats from President Duterte, who was his running mate back in 2016. Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling has donated £1 million, or around 63 million pesos, to help victims of domestic abuse and homelessness during the COVID-19 pandemic in the UK. In a series of tweets, Rowling announced that she will donate to charities, Crisis, and Refuge. The donation came after Rowling claimed that she recovered from a suspected case of COVID-19. Domestic violence has risen globally as many countries implemented stricter restrictions on people leaving their homes to tame the spread of the virus. London police have reported making 100 arrests a day for domestic abuse since the lockdown was implemented in March. And that's the latest on the enhanced and expanded community quarantine. For more updates, follow News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. I'm Ed Lingao. We are 1 News.